Hey, Brian, can you hear me? You should be unmuted. Checking again, Brian, are you there? And trying again, Brian, you there? Try to chat, yeah.
That would be something else. It's not even a good.
Hey, Brian, can you hear me? Feel free to chat me if you can hear me, and I just can't hear you. I'm chatting you in the chat panel. Brian, see if you can call in too, if you want to call in on your phone or if you're already there. Just go to audio, go down, and then just click on call in, and then that way we can just speak. It says you're called in. Send unmute request. All right, so let's just do this. For some reason, I can't hear you. If you go to the audio, you can go to phone, and then it should give you an access code dial-in. If you said you're already there, then you might be there. If you're good with it, I can just run through kind of a simple training, and then if you have questions, you can chat me. Does that sound all right? And feel free to chat me the answer. All right, great. So I'm just going to get 1 second here. Let me get over to the PowerPoint slideshow, and we'll get started. All right. All right, so today we're going to go through the hardware, Poynt HQ, Poynt software, which is basically, what does Poynt look like on the back end, and then what does it look like on the front end, and then we'll go through Poynt apps. So let's go through that, and I'll give some more clarity around certain things if you have more questions. But this should take about 10, 15 minutes just to get through the initial piece of it. So Poynt has two different pieces of hardware. There's a P16 on the left side and the Poynt 5 on the right side. The P16 is a dual screen. It has Wi-Fi, 3G enabled. It has a landline as well for Ethernet. With that docking station, there's an embedded printer on the device. It does EMV processing. It does, card swipes. It does NFC, Apple Pay, Android Pay. Same thing for the Poynt 5. The only difference is Poynt 5 doesn't have a docking station. It just has a plug-in device. It doesn't have a printer. It's really good for, again, like food trucks or, mobile contract workers. About half the price in hardware. So just a great, option if the merchant is a small micro merchant and doesn't want to pay for the full Poynt terminal. But the Poynt 5 also does have the ability to, you can purchase a power sleeve or you can convert it to a dock station from your hardware provider that your client works with. And these are about $100 each. The extended battery on the left there, it has an actual printer embedded in it, so they can use that on the Poynt 5. And so this gives a little bit more versatile of an option, maybe if they work at conventions or if they have, again, a kind of a mobile business. And then the Poynt hardware does actually interact, and it does work with other hardware. You know, if there's a kitchen printer, receipt printer, cash drawer. So we have all this online. I have a whole sales hub where you can basically just go in and quickly get information in the case that they already have hardware if you need to find hardware for them. The merchants also have access to see what hardware is compatible on their Poynt HQ, which is their backend. And we'll go over that in just a minute. But the other thing that you can attach besides the cash drawer, receipt printer, kitchen printer is an extended barcode scanner. There's a USB one that's compatible. You can also use the 2 cameras on the device, on the native software, to also do barcode scanning. So Poynt HQ is what all merchants get access to. When you go into Poynt HQ as a merchant, you're going to basically, first you're going to get your activation email. You'll activate your terminal, and our team typically helps with this with clearance anyway. So your team submits a work order, and then we do an activation training for your merchants. But this is kind of the email that they're going to receive. They're going to log in. They're going to have a whole dashboard for their sales, reports, business, product support. Sales by the day, sales by the employee, sales by the week. You can get pretty, you can kind of break it down any way you want, by cash sales, credit card sales, and all really easy and customizable for the actual customer and the merchant. Easy to do, manage your store, add multiple terminals. If you have multi-location, it's easy to manage all your locations, your terminal users, which are basically the staff, and they can have their own clock in PIN, or the web users where they can have their own login. Maybe if they're a manager and you want them to do, batch out reporting or anything like that from the HQ, they can do that right here online. You can build your catalogs actually on Poynt HQ, so you don't have to build it on the terminal. You can build it on the terminal, but you can actually upload a catalog CSV file. There's some templates in here, but it's really easy for you to kind of build out your catalogs and your modifiers and do everything online rather than having to use your fingers, on the actual smart terminal and the screen. And then there's the mobile version of Poynt HQ. So on their iPhone or their Android, they log in. They're kind of getting, a mobilized version of what they would see, obviously online, but they can see all their reports, transactions, do refunds, trends, everything they can see. They can see it directly from the mobile HQ. And they can actually do a keyed-in transaction from here, which is pretty cool. So they can go in there and card not present transaction if they're away from the terminal. There's no dongle that goes on the phone, but again, if they're away from the terminal, they can do a keyed-in transaction. All of the merchants, when they get Poynt, they get access to HQ, like we've shown. They also get the basic software, which does, 75 register items. It has the ability to do refunds, all payment types. Very simple, but then they can also upgrade to advanced and premium. They would do this if they needed like a virtual terminal. You can see there's Quickbooks integration if they want more items in the register. 15 users, so really good for a more medium-sized business, and then maybe even a step higher is if they want loyalty, integrated invoicing, unlimited device users. You can go to the premium package. So the customer would pay for these additional features and the additional software on the Poynt terminal, but we've seen 80% of the Poynt merchants get away with just the basic on the left side. So if they have some special needs, it's an option, but it's not necessarily I lead all my sales with it. I just kind of start with the basic, and then I would go and throughout the other packages if they want them. You can customize the digital receipt, so I just want to show what that looks like. You can basically have your logo in there, and then same thing for an actual printed receipt, and really easy to obviously see from your email and SMS. And then virtual terminal is available on the actual online and your mobile device. So again, you can do a keyed-in transaction with credit card not present. Obviously, those rates will apply. And if you go over to invoicing, it's really great because you can just send any email and invoice, and the customer can pay right online. That all goes obviously into your transaction flow in your sales and reporting. But you can put a little memo on there. If it's a catering order or something, you're paying a deposit, it's really easy to email invoices, which is great. That all is in the same reporting. And if you have a QuickBooks integration, everything goes in there as you would want to see it. Seamless integration, you basically just log into your QuickBooks via Poynt HQ, and everything, all your batch outs and reports match up instantly. So as you batch out, that report goes right over to QuickBooks. And it is for QuickBooks Online. I don't believe it's for QuickBooks Desktop. There is a Poynt loyalty feature where we'll actually track the customer spend. So on my credit card, if I don't sign up for the program, it's still tracking my spend on my credit card. And then as I sign up, then it'll actually alert me when I've hit a reward. You can set the reward as the merchant, and you can set the, a whole bunch of kind of different triggers based on the behavior of the customer. But a great new feature. It is part of the premium package, but you can start kind of showing an ROI on this device and helping customers get more data about their customers. Help your customers, merchants, get more data about their customers. There are other POS that we'll go over. So I think the premium, $40 a month can be pretty expensive comparative to the other POS options that are on the Poynt device. So again, as a basic terminal, as like a glorified, terminal, a smart terminal, it's a great and easy sale. The Quickbooks integration, just going back to that a little bit. So again, all of that is seamless. Once you've logged in, the batch out reports will go in there, and you'll see the ability, to have QuickBooks Online. I can see that you said you have the QuickBooks Online integration. That's great. Again, just remember that it is QuickBooks Online, but I think, most merchants have today. It'd be kind of crazy not to have that version if you're just still running off a desktop. But I think they have to start with the advanced. So they just need the advanced for this. And there is, I think they can pay for just QuickBooks Online integration separately from the packages, but they'll obviously get more value out of it if they take all the features that are in advanced. There are the third-party apps that we were talking about. So there's as we just went through, everything's kind of included, which we just talked about, and there's all those different software packages, but there's all these third-party apps that are going to help you, drive your business based on the vertical. And so we'll go through a few of these right now that are very helpful. Again, they can download the app right here on the terminal, or they can actually download it on Poynt HQ and it's just synced up with their terminal if the terminal is connected to Wi-Fi or online. On the left side, you'll see POS applications. Personal favorite, I think eHopper is great for retail and restaurant. It can hold up to like 10,000 to 40,000 items, modifiers, a lot of built-in loyalty, built-in tools. So it's, their team is really helpful. If you go to our sales hub, you can get in touch with their team. They can do demos for you. But if you're gonna have your merchant pay another $40 a month, you might as well get all the software they can get, right? And so some of these apps are free for them to try out. But if you go into our sales hub, I'll show you basically there's all the pricing for everything. eHopper starts at $40 a month, but again, it has a lot more software than the other solutions. And there's salon and spa scheduling apps. There's Homebase, which is a very popular clock in, clock out employee scheduling app. There's a whole bunch of different apps. Like you can actually have one that just simply, you can order more printer paper from. So it's just all this kind of stuff that will help you out. We'll go into a few specifics that are pretty awesome. Cash and tips. If you guys, if your customer starts with a cash drawer and wants to have a little bit more reporting on like how much cash started in the drawer, what are the tips in the sales throughout the shift, and how you're kind of divvying that up, this is a good ability. It's like $6 a month. A great application to try out and utilize. This is the eHopper POS. So this is the one that's at the full-on POS system. Again, if my merchant starts to talk about other features and more advanced features beyond just a basic terminal, this is where I kind of start to talk a little bit more about eHopper. I think you get a lot more out of it than you would anything else. Kitchen display, if they want to do kitchen display application, they can basically just any screen that can pull a web address, they're able to do kitchen display. So they have the ability right here, to do that, and that's pretty awesome, kind of like a bump screen, to see where the orders are and what the stages are. And then Manglement, which is it's a salon scheduling application. It's expensive. It's like $100 a month. I think you can get down to right now, but it's a replacement for Mindbody, and Mindbody is obviously pretty damn expensive. It starts at $125 a month and goes up to $175 a month because it has an integrated scheduler. You can have all your beauty specialists, all your different services on there, and they can basically check out. And so it's really easy to set that up. Appetizers and order ahead and a custom mobile application for your customers. So good for like QSR or anybody who's doing a lot of orders. They can have the order ahead opportunities. All right, so that's it for right now. I basically just kind of wanted to go through the high level stuff. Is there anything I can dive into more? And one thing we can show you as well is I can just show you our sales hub, so how you can navigate through there. So just give me 1 second and I'll pop that up, but feel free to drive through some questions that you might have as well. I'm going to pull this up right now. Smart terminals, give me 1 second. All right, so one thing you have is our actual, I built a knowledge base for the sales partners. And so great timing with your question. There is cash discount opportunities in here. Real fast before you go in, you go in here, you can just kind of type in different things like gift cards or inventory management. Like there's all this information about how to sell retail, restaurants, all the different features. And so I broke it up into different folders. But if you go to the cash discount one, I actually have a cash discount overview. And what that is just kind of the two different options and then the two different contacts to get in touch with those groups. But I say zero pay, which is $7.99 a month per terminal, $14.99 a month per location. It's the most common and downloaded cash discount application because it's actually built into the payment fragment. So what that means is basically as you're checking out, you have the cash discount option on all your applications, where it's not like you have to go into a separate application. You can just use the existing terminal and register application. And again, that's called zero pay, and that's been a killer for our group. I also have a sales hub. Let me show you what that looks like real fast too. Sorry, I'm trying to get my screen out of the way. I hate this. Sorry, give me 1 second. I just need to make this bigger. There we go. All right, so what's good about the Sales Hub is that the sales knowledge base is good for you to go in there and ask questions and simply get answers through the search, and it is all sales focused. I literally built this for salespeople. The Sales Hub is just a little bit faster. I want to go in here and see past webinars. I do a webinar almost every month on just new features and have some guest speakers. We did the webinar on cash discounts, so that might be one to look over. And then I have all the apps in here and their contact information as well. So you can go in here and see all the different applications, which is helpful for a lot of our resellers. I don't think the cash discount integrates with Clearance cash discount program. I would probably go to your relationship managers and understand that a little bit more. But most cash discount is going through zero pay, which I don't know if it integrates directly. So I don't have a direct answer for that. But again, I'll make sure that you get this knowledge base and the seller hubs. Can you actually type in your email just so I can make sure I get the right email address? And then also let me know if there's any other key questions that I can help out with. The third-party application button on the knowledge base also helps with some of these third-party apps. You can just go into a little bit deeper. Mostly, okay, I'll make sure you get those emails. Let me just take a note real fast. I'm going to copy those emails. 1 second. Make a note for myself. But these are ones that go a little bit more in depth and obviously a little bit more popular. I'd say it's like any kind of smart terminal. Some of the applications are great. Some of the applications are not. There's not a lot going on. Poynt for gun store. I don't know exactly what. I've actually seen a lot of gun stores utilize Poynt. I just don't know exactly what they would need from an inventory management perspective. So if they want inventory management, I would probably look at eHopper POS and any of the other POS or Calic POS. But I don't know specifically why it would work well for gun. I don't know gun stores very well and what they're looking for. I imagine they want to track inventory. So I think eHopper would probably be the most effective POS for that gun store. And then I'll also show you guys, you look at the Sales Hub, you look at the knowledge base, I'll show you some helpful videos, some how-to videos, which is a great video about hey, here's how you basically get set up as a new merchant. Here's what it looks like if you are a merchant. They're like 2 minutes, so it's a really good kind of overview that's also very helpful for pitching the device. It's kind of a quick, here's, everything we just went through. It's kind of here's a 2 to 3 minute video on what you can actually do with Poynt and how to get Poynt set up. And so that's very helpful, I've noticed, for sales. So anything there. And then if you go into our Sales Hub and you go down, let me just see if it's still there. Yep. If you need sales and marketing material, go here, and there's some sales collateral as well for you guys. So you can start building your own emails and campaigns for the, for your merchants. Any other questions? Let's see here. Otherwise, I will send that all over to you guys right now. Let me see here. Boom. The process is, yes, it's pretty. I would go to your relationship manager and understand what the process looks like. It's probably good to just get a clear picture of it. But from what we've seen, it's been pretty straightforward. You basically board the merchant. They send us a work order, and what they do is, you do the application with Clearance. They board the merchant. They send us a work order, and our team actually calls down and activates and trains the merchant when they receive the device. So it's all pretty seamless from a rep perspective. We haven't seen many issues with that, but again, it's probably good just to learn from Clearance directly and what the process is, because I can't really see into their day-to-day. And let's do this. So I'll send you guys that email right now. It's going to have the links and everything you need. And then I can also send you the deck we just used. I think that might be helpful. and then that way you guys can use that for yourselves or for to different teammates and things like that. Let me see here. Anything else today that I can help with? All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys. I will send an email right now, and then let me know if you need anything else. Just shoot me an email through the obviously my personal email I'll be sending you. Okay. Thanks so much. Bye.